Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Restarting with the Basics. Today we're going to be going over how to remove mushrooming from different tools. The particular tool I'm using in this video is a punch. Stay tuned. Okay, so in order to take care of the mushrooming, what you're going to need is a set of files. I have my files that I own right out here in front of me. I'm also going to be using some of my protective equipment. I have my hearing protection, because sometimes it can get a little bit loud. My eye protection, depending on how bad or how extreme the mushrooming is, some pieces may actually fly around. And also my gloves to help protect my hands, because the files could beat them up and the actual workpiece can beat them up. Now, some examples of different things that can actually have mushrooming on them is going to be a chisel. That can be metal chisel, wood chisel, concrete chisels. You can also have punches and stakes and that kind of stuff. This particular one right here is actually a punch, and I have more mushrooming on the bottom down here than what I do on the top up here. So the real part that I'm worried about, and the reason I'm doing it, is because of this piece right here. Let me make sure you can actually see that. Bring that in a little bit closer. Alright, so right there you can actually tell that that's kind of hanging over and it's got a little bit of a lip on it. I also noticed that that area itself has pieces and chunks that are shaken out of it, so it's going to fly off if I use it too much more without addressing that. So let's get this set up and we'll move on. Okay, so I have my workpiece set into my vise. You want to make sure that it's actually good and sturdy. You do not want this to move, or move as least amount as possible, because you're going to be putting some pressure forward on both sides. You don't want that to go anywhere, so make sure that's good and snug. Next, when you pick up your files themselves, most of them will only actually file in one direction. So you apply the pressure when you're going away from you or towards you, and not in the other direction. If you actually pay attention to that, your files will last a lot longer. If you don't, and you actually pull it both directions with a lot of pressure, you'll wear down your file a lot faster and cause other issues when you can still actually have a good file. To do that, this one's not very aggressive, so I'm going to use the side of my hand here, and I'm going to push it one way, lightly, and I'm going to pull it back the other way. So this will tell me if I can feel it actually slightly gripping my skin. That tells me that that's the direction I want to apply the pressure. So this one is actually when I'm going forward, not when I'm coming backwards. When I'm coming back, it feels pretty dang smooth. When I go forwards, it grabs me every once in a while. All right, so now let's go ahead and put this into our handle here. That's good and snug. Put on our hearing protection. Throw on our gloves. All right, so I'm going to put pressure as I go this way, and I'll lightly lift up as I come back. Rotate it all the way over so you can see. Okay, so that's that side. Now let's go ahead and attack the other side here. Again, just pay attention to what you're doing. Slow down, take your time. If you don't know, ask or do a little bit of research. Stuff's not that hard, and this allows me to reuse this tool over and over and over again. Okay, we're going to stop, we're going to pause, we're going to bring you in closer so I can show you what I'm looking at. That way you can tell when you start this whether or not you need to continue to chase a crack. I have one here that I don't want, so bear with me. Okay, as you can see, my finger in here, right there, near the bottom of my thumbnail, there's a difference in the line there. Let's see if we can bring you out and focus you up a little better here. There, you can see that little bit of a, kind of goes like this, right there. That's a crack. That means it could cause a stress fracture and possibly still shoot off of there. It's a lot less likely now than what it was before. Alright, so we brought you in closer. I showed you what that looked like. Now let's finish it up. Alright, well, there we go. We took that particular punch, knocked all the things down that were causing the mushrooming with our handy set of files there. That one's ready to go back in service. Thank you for tuning into this week's topic of Ray Starting with the Basics. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button down below. And if you're not a member yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Next week, we'll get into some more stuff, starting with the basics. See you then.